Shalom WJC family. It is time for our weekly Torah talk. This week in Shul we'll be reading Parshat Miketz, as well as, of course, it's celebrating Hanukkah. And so a special bit of Miketz and Hanukkah Torah for you today. We are always reading the Joseph story during Hanukkah. And we could say it's a coincidence of the calendar, but I like to think that the rabbis had foresight to all of these things, and they certainly, with double portions and things like that, made sure to read certain portions of the Torah at certain times. So I saw this beautiful comment of Rabbi Zev Weinberger on the naming of Joseph's children, which he does in this Parsha, chapter 41 of Genesis, verses 51 and 52. It says, Vayikra Yosef et Shem HaBechor Menashe. He named his oldest son Menashe, Ki Neshanei Elohim et Kol Amalei. For God has made me forget all my hardship, right? It's a tough life that he had up until this point. So he's looking in the past. He says, God has made me forget all my hardship. And then the next verse, V'yashem Hasheni, and his second son, Kara Ephraim, he called Ephraim. Ki Hifreini Elohim be'eretz oni. Because God has made me fruitful in the land of my suffering. This one is about the present, it's about current times. God has made me fruitful in the land of my suffering in Egypt, where he has been in exile. And so Rav Weinberger points out this idea that Joseph first looks backwards and says we have to burn out the evil of the past before we can fix the present. And that he is careful with this order. Now, the clever thing that he points out is that Yaakov, right, goes ahead, and when he, next week's parsha, goes to bless the children, he switches his hands, right? So Joseph makes this point, like, first, the older thing, we have to cure the evil of the past, cure the evil that's in the world, and only then can we put mitzvahs into the world and put goodness into the world and make it lighter and brighter and better. Yaakov and Joseph, he insists on this sort of purity, and he has pretty much his whole life. It's part of how he finds himself in the positions that he finds himself in, both good and bad. He just sees things, it seems, in black and white. Yaakov, his father, Jacob, doesn't seem to have that privilege. He has lived a little bit more of a difficult life, full of tricks and lies, and within the family, with his greater family, and that has taught him that maybe we can't look for such purity in the world. He switches his hands as if to say, no, put mitzvahs into the world, put goodness into the world, put Torah into the world, and that will help counteract the evil that's in the world from time long ago and in this moment. And so Jacob seems to be teaching this less pure idea. Now, how does this relate to Hanukkah? Well, you may be familiar with a great debate in Hanukkah that Beit Shammai says we should light the hanukkiah, light the Hanukkah menorah, by putting in all 8 candles at the first and then reducing it by 1 every day. This makes a certain amount of sense. If you think about it, they started with 1 cruse of oil and that oil burnt down every day, so it would make sense that the light gets a little bit dimmer every day. And it relates to sacrifices on Sukkot and all these things that aren't so important to us right now. Beit Hillel comes along and says, no, you start with 1 candle and every day you increase. This is a little more counterintuitive. Right? Why would you increase every day? But it's what we do because we tend to agree with Beit Hillel. So the question is why? And the Talmud says because we go up Malin b'kodesh, and we don't go down in kodesh, in holiness, moridin b'kodesh. So something adding to the light makes the sense of increase of kedusha, in sense of increase of kodesh. But we could also say that adding the light every day is adding the mitzvot, is adding the Torah, is adding the goodness into the world, even though there's still darkness out there. But we don't wait for the darkness to all be gone. That's not how Jews have decided to act in the world, right? Beit Shammai seems to have this more pure idea, right? That We're going to burn out all of the evil, and only then can we move forward into the light. Beit Hillel seems more like Yaakov. In our Midrash, in our explanation of the Torah portion, we're going to add more light into the world every day, more mitzvot, more Torah, more goodness, more helping each other, more raising people up, more bringing holiness into the world and making people aware of all that's going on around us that is maybe beyond our immediate senses, but that we can sense the Kedusha, the holiness in the world. And when we do that, that will address the evil in the world, and that we don't wait around for a perfect world to start bringing Torah and mitzvot into the world, but we take the world as it is, we bring Torah and mitzvot, and we make it better in that way. This Hanukkah, I hope that we all light the candles and have a beautiful holiday and bring actual light into our homes through the beautiful rituals of this holiday, the candle lighting and the singing of Hallel and the eating of sufganiyot, donuts and latkes, levivot, and spinning the dreidel, and all the wonderful things we associate with this holiday. I hope we also remember that it is to spur us not just to bring light into the world by lighting the nerot, the candles of the hanukkiah, of the menorah, but also by doing good in the world, by bringing holiness in the world, by representing the best that there is in this world. And the best way to drive out the evil the darkness is to bring more goodness, to bring more light. May we all have a Hanukkah of light. May light shine on those who are in darkness, especially the hostages still being held in Gaza, and all those who are suffering in Israel and around Israel and around the whole world. May we come to the end of this holiday in a world full of more light, literally, and also because it is a better world, because we will help make it so. Happy Hanukkah, Chag Urim Sameach.